What's up, guys? Textridic here with a look at the 2000X Skeletor figure coming from Mondo. Now, this guy is the 1/12 scale, meaning it's a 6 to 8 inch range. And, you know, I have to say, man, Mondo has been doing such a phenomenal job with this line. You know, when I got Clawful and He-Man, I was blown away. And I was so excited to see Keldor in person at the San Diego Comic-Con. And of course, you know, they revealed Merman. They showed Merman out. And I'm just like so in this line. You know, the reveals, though, they only did, you know, for what's coming up is Trapjaw, which of course, you know, he's going to be badass. So I'm kind of hoping that you know, they keep going. I mean, it's been a success, you know what I mean? But yeah, this guy, you know, this was a Christmas gift that was pre-ordered back in December. So he finally came in, and you know, no worries with that. I'd rather have a good figure come in than something rushed and crappy. But yeah, no, look at this artwork. This artwork is so beautiful. Like, this is honestly, like, I don't keep boxes anymore, but when it comes to Mondo, I do, because the boxes are always so beautiful. I mean, you have Skeletor here holding with his glow hand here, and then also you know, we have the Snake Mountain in the background. Just a crazy pose that he has. Oh man, this is just was a beautiful surprise to come back from San Diego Comic-Con. And I have tons of freaking figures that came in and reviews to do, so I got a lot of stuff to do this week. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at the side of the box. Now, the side of the box is basically, you know, beautiful purple color. It says Masters of the Universe on there. Same thing on the other side, so there's not really much to look at. Also on the top, it says Masters of the Universe. So, no, you know, we'll just go to the back. Of course, you can see the drawing in the back of Snake Mountain. I mean, this is beautiful art. This is artwork right here. So basically, it says Skeletor, Overlord of the Evil, with the death blow from his Havoc staff, Lord Skeletor shattered the mystic wall, unleashing the forces of evil from the dark hemisphere. Now the Lord of Destruction marches on Castle Grayskull, leading his evil wars against He-Man and the Master of the Universe in battle for all Eternia. I mean, this is just freaking awesome. I'm just super excited about this now. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get this guy out of the packaging and get a closer look at the Mondo 1/12 scale Masters of the Universe Skeletor from the 2000X line. That's a lot to say, huh? I'll be right back. All right, here is 2000X Skeletor out of the packaging, looking freaking spectacular, awesome. Jesus Christ, this is just insane. Remember that song from Insane in the Membrane from Cypress Hill? That's how I feel right now. That's just insane. Beautiful colors, a lot, man, just gorgeous. I'm telling you, if they ever decide to do the regular line, the classics line, I think that's when I'm going to sell my classics line, because this is definitely, like I said before, these are badass, like, I'm telling you. So you got the blues, you got black, you got different types of purples coming out. That beautiful red, you know, in the middle just pops his yellow face. The colors, the painting on this is just spectacular. Let's get a closer look. Look at his face sculpt right there. Very, very, very scary, menacing. Got that yellow. Those eyes are just, oh my God, they're just hypnotizing. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm just kind of like, wow, like, this is insane of how beautiful this looks. Going down on the body harness, you got so much detail, the purples, the blacks. You got some fangs right here, I guess. I mean, the shoulder pads just look so detailed. It's like that black fades to purple. And they've done this with some of the Masterverse figures, and I like the way they do how they fade the colors into different colors. Actually, no, my look, yeah, it is faded. It is definitely faded into that. You got those gold kind of buttons on there. Look at the chest emblem there. Got the skulls, and then you got that beautiful pearl in the middle. That just shines. His body underneath is definitely, you know, that beautiful blue coming out. Muscular, just as muscular as Skeletor, as He-Man. Now on the back, you have, it looks like, spinal cord bones there on it. But the detail's insane. You even got the bones connecting around, as you can see, Now, this does look a little funny, but it actually is pretty cool. This is the holder, for the sword. Now, at first I thought it was kind of like a magnet, and when it came out, it was all like that, and I was like, what's wrong with this? But there's actually a cool way to hold the sword, and I'll show you in a minute, and it actually looks really cool. So we'll do that in a minute. You got, these. You can remove the chest harness here, just pulling those out, and more of the spinal cord bone here on the back, like I said, going around on this side. Now his skirt is just absolutely gorgeous. It looks like a spider, but there's how on the cartoon there's that table he has. That's basically what that looks like. That the middle part. He has it on both sides. I forgot the wristband. The wrist guards or straps. More of a skull coming out with the bones coming through the eyes. That's freaking awesome. Let's get some more light coming. Oh no, wrong button. Okay, so here we go. But it's too bright, and he has on both sides of the arm. All right, back to the harness. Look at that. Look, there's like a face coming out on that. Damn, this is just too insane. And then he has more. I don't know. Is that Panther? Because it's not a skull. It looks like a cat, right? That's maybe Panther right there on here. Underneath, he does have the furry loincloth in this fake fur. It's really soft. So that's cool if you want to take this off. I don't know how to take it off. I was looking at it, and I'm sure there's a way, but I'm not going to mess with it because I actually like it. So you have more of those tassels down here on the back. So these are longer. Down to the legs. Now, I thought it was interesting. So basically, like, there's two tones of paint. There's, of course, the blue, and then the knees and legs are purple, which I thought was kind of odd in a sense because, of course, I guess it says it matches this part, but when you pose them like that purple comes out. So I kind of wish he just left it blue because it makes him look like he has purple knees. And like I said, it goes all the way down to part of the back of the leg. So that's interesting. I mean, it looks cool in a sense like that, but if you look on the side, you can see. I kind of wish they would have just done this color all the way down. That would, I think, in a sense, look better. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just reviewing this stuff, right? What do I know? Now the boots. Basically the boots are attached to the knee joint here. So you have the bone here, which looks really cool. You got some more little spikes on this side, or claws, or whatever you want to call them, teeth, I guess. They did a lot of good detail on this. It looks really great, like I said. Now, of course, underneath you can still see that purple. So it kind of, like I said, it does, it's not horrible in a sense, but I think that it would have just, maybe I guess it's easier for them to do it in this color. I don't know. I have no idea, but now these aren't removable. These shin guards have to stay on, so that's okay, I guess. You know what I mean? Because I remember, if I remember correctly, he didn't have shin guards in the original toy, or did he? I don't know. I never had did I have the 2000X Skeletor? If I did, it's been a long time ago. All right, down to the feet. He's got those you can see kind of the bone coming through, and those long toenails or nice and purple. You got the Mondo part on here, 2006 Mattel on there. And then you got, of course, I forgot to mention the hands. Now, of course, in the box, I believe you get the 2 fists. So I already play with this bad boy, or posing him and everything. I couldn't help myself. But man, I mean, I'm very much impressed. Now, of course, like, you know, very smoothly how the arms go up and down, you know, the articulation. Now, of course, the hands do come off a little easier than they should, but that's okay. Reaches out. Now, there is a little bit of a swivel. There's supposed to be a swivel here. Yeah, you go. Just, you can twist here. And then, of course, you can twist that. And then the crunch just goes down like that. The head rotates up and down. Now, the jaw does articulate. It's just a little funny how you got to do it. There are 3 placement heads, and it's kind of interesting the way to put them. So I'll show you that in a minute. You know, the legs are very smooth, double jointed. The feet, they do swivel just a tiny bit, and they do go up and down. They do have a ball joint right there, so really neat. This guy does look really gorgeous. I'm very, very much impressed with that. All right, so it does come with a lot of things. Of course, let's go and do the hands. Of course, the gripping hands are already on him. He does come with his fist. So when you get him out of the packaging, they do have the fist. So, and then he has his, I'm gonna get you hands, I guess, you know, which are really, really cool. I love the color of it. This blue color is just it's just beautiful. It's just gorgeous. He does have a mask, or a gas mask or something that goes over the face. So you can display him with that if you want. As you can just pop it in, I guess. I'm not going to mess with it because I'm not going to use it. But there you go. And then, of course, his different heads that he has. He has the white head. That looks really cool. No eyes on that. So this jaw does articulate, which is really, really neat. Then he has that head again, but this time the jaw does not articulate. All the detail on there with the blacks and everything. I didn't really look at this one too close, but look at that. I mean, it looks really, really nice. Then he has a sad head. Oh, that he lost. Of course, this jaw doesn't articulate. Really cool. I kind of wish, though, that we got another yellow head just for fun. You know, maybe maybe if the sad head was yellow, I think that would have been pretty cool. You know, I think maybe they should have done, you know, this articulated head and then this one, and then make this one the sad one with yellow, you know. But, of course, no worries. Now let's look at the sword. Now the sword, I'm very impressed with the sword. It is 2 pieces. You can take it off, you know. One for the good guys that has the, you know, the eagle and gold, you know, and I guess the handle is really, really nice. This is really cool. And then you got the purple one, which has the ram effect for evil, and there's actually a claw on that, which is really cool. And they got those silver blades on there, but which is cool when you combine it. You know, you just put it together, but you put this hand over the ball, which is freaking cool. And you just stick it together like that. I think that's a really cool touch. So now, of course, the 2000X He-Man, he only came with his sword, so it wasn't like this. So usually how back in the day they would have half swords and they would combine them to make the power sword. That's what they did back in the day. So this is how they did that in a sense. And that looks really, really cool. He does come with 2 Havoc staffs. Here is the original one, which looks freaking awesome. The detail alone looks like a real skull of a ram. I mean, they did their homework. But you got the teeth on there and everything. You got the purple on the top here, and then the black handle with the spear. Now this thing is sharp, like it will cut you, so be careful. Definitely not meant for children to play with. You'll poke your eye out. Oops, I'm not kicking everything over. Let's move these up just a little bit because I really want to get everything in perspective here. So we can put this up like that. And then he comes with another Havoc staff, and this one was very impressive, and I believe this is the one that is in the special edition. You can't get this one unless you got the, or timed edition or whatever. This version is the timed version. You can get the regular one now, but this Havoc staff does not come with that, and that is the flame effect, which is freaking awesome. So if you put a light behind that, that's gonna look really, really cool. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, when I want something I can never find. It's right here. Let's see how this looks. If I can turn it on. I mean, look at the effect on that. Let me turn off the light real quick. Oops. I mean, you know, that you can see the flame effect through that. That's really, really cool. I like that a lot. But yeah, that's really, really awesome. I mean, yeah, you even got the flame effects coming through the eyes or the nose. I mean, if you look at both Havoc stuff, it's the same RAM, but they put all that extra stuff on that. So that's really, really cool. And then going down, the same thing with this. Very sharp, very, very dangerous. You know, if you have kids, don't let them play with your Havoc stuff. I'm sure you're like, nah, my kids don't play with none of my toys, right? All right, cool. Another thing that comes with the Time Edition is the stands. You know, the reason I get the Time Editions, I mean, I really don't get them for the stands, but I think it's a good value because, you know, it's not just another head and it's just not another staff. It's also this, and it's only a few dollars more than the regular one. So here is the stand, which is cool because it's part of Snake Mountain. This red lava that's coming is just popping. That red color just comes out. These stands are really, really cool. So basically here you can put the this holder to, you know, this gripping thing to hold him up if you want to pose him, you know, basically like a jumping feature or something. So that's really, really cool. And if you don't want to use that, and I believe this would probably come with the regular version, it's a black stand that, you know, you can use it. And, you know, I don't necessarily gonna use it, to be honest. But it'd probably be used for other figures, maybe. We'll see. So yeah. So let's go ahead and get him posed down. Oh, one more thing. Oops, I forgot. His soft goods cape. Now the cape is cool. You just gotta like flatten it a little bit to get it going on. I had a little bit of hard time getting it in through and getting it on him, but I got it. I'm not too sure what this emblem stands for, means, but here it is. Looks really, really cool. The cape is bendy wire, so, you know, and it bends a lot. So there's a lot going on. Of course, a lot of people probably won't pose them with the cape. I'm not too sure. I posed my other one with the cape, so I might do that with him. If not, I might leave it off and just wait when I get Keldor to do posing with the cape. But we'll see. Of course, when Keldor gets here, you know, everything's going to be different. All right, so let's go and get this guy all posed out to get my final thoughts on the 2000X Skeletor figure from Mondo. Whoops, I forgot one thing. And that is the head swaps. Yeah, whoops, my bad. So I was playing with it earlier, and you basically got to take the head off of the front. Let me just pull this off. You got to take the head off here, which is kind of a pain. I'm not going to lie. So you kind of like take it off, kind of pull it out a little bit. It's kind of scary. I'm really nervous that it's going to break, but it's kind of hard to get off. But once, yeah, basically, I guess you can pull it out from the top. I got it off earlier, but yeah, you kind of gotta wiggle it out, get a grip on it, and then pull it out. So, and of course, you know, the head sculpt, you know, this looks really cool, you know. Where's the other one that articulates this? Yeah, so you got the different, you know, it's the same one, but different, you know. And like I said, if you want to pose it in, I'm nervous. Let's see how he looks. I mean, yeah, I mean, it looks cool. For me, though, if this was in that color, I would have much more appreciated it a little bit more, or I would probably use it more. But I'm probably going to just definitely keep that in. But I just wanted to show you real quick on that, how that goes. And yes, my finger's still broken. I had to go to the doctor to get this thing on. I can't take it off. So, interesting. But anyway, let's go and get my final thoughts on this guy. We'll be right back. All right, here are my final thoughts on the Masters of the Universe 2000X Skeletor coming from Mondo. All in all, this guy is a badass figure. He's really cool. Like, they just keep getting better and better. I look so forward to when I order a figure and it comes in. It just gets better. I mean, you know, of course, you know, Donatello and this one are completely different. But when you open these figures and you're just like, oh my God, you're just blown away even more and more. And this guy looks absolutely fantastic. Like they did a great job of doing this. And you know, of course, you know, their 1/6 scale figures are badass also. And I'm just like, you know, I just wonder, like, if they were to do the regular, you know, figures of vintage line in their 1/12 scale, the 6-inch line, how crazy would that be, you know? But I don't know. I'm sure they're going to continue with 2000X throughout the whole process and give us some cool figures. Of course, at San Diego Comic-Con, you know, we saw Merman, and then they're going to debut Trapjaw. So I'm looking forward to the rest. Only a few nitpicks on this, and they're just nitpicks. They're not anything negative of going against the figure. And you all need to understand that, because, you know, I've had figures come in and I reviewed them and I hated this or hated that. There's nothing I hate about this figure. Everything is great, but there are some nitpicks, unfortunately. Number one, the head swap. That is hard to do. Like, I was scared to get, I don't know if there's a certain way. Unfortunately, Mondo doesn't give you instructions or how things go on their figures, which I think they should, you know, just for some things like that, because you would hate to break your figure trying to get the head sculpt out. That was a pain in the ass. So I like this head sculpt. I'm gonna go with this head sculpt. Now, the only thing I kind of wish that, even though these 3 head sculpts are badass, they're really cool, and I probably will display them with the figure, I kind of wish that this sad one was in yellow. That's the only thing. I wish this one was in yellow, because that would have been pretty cool to pose him as, you know, he's meant to be posed. Like, I don't remember, maybe there's a part in the show that shows him without the yellow on his face, but we all know him by the yellow on his face. So I think that would have worked for me in terms of switching the heads. I'm not gonna switch the heads at all. No. Another thing is that cape. I like it, but it's a lot. And I think, I don't know, maybe if I flatten it some more, maybe it will come, you know, it'll calm down a little bit. It was a little hard to get on the ball joint, and it's a little bit much. So I might not display it with the cape, only because just the body itself is badass. It looks gorgeous. The colors, everything about it, the detail. You know, the thing about Mondo, man, is a detail. You're not just paying, you know, people think, oh my God, $110, that's ridiculous. It's expensive, but you're paying for quality. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that I can vouch for Mondo. Like, you actually are paying for something that is nice. It's not a cheapy, you know, figure that's gonna break on you, like, you know, Super 7, you know. Yes, and I'm talking about Super 7 because I'm thinking of getting rid of my Super 7 figures. I'm really thinking about it, because I'm a little annoyed about one figure that I got in, and the legs suck, and I'm like, it kind of stopped me from buying more. But anyway, that's a whole different story. But anyway, back to this. One last nitpicking into tiny, like I said, a tiny thing is this off color of the blue and the purple right here on the legs. I don't like that. I kind of wish it would stayed blue. So because he's all blue, and it doesn't. It only look if you really notice it, then that's going to be the problem. But like I said, these are nitpicks, are not anything going against this figure. This figure is badass. I love him. I love He-Man. I love Clawful. I'm looking forward to getting Man-at-Arms and Tila and all the rest, and just have this big display of them, just like my 1/6 scale figures. Running out of room. Gotta get another display case. But anyway, so yeah, this guy is only available for the regular version. It does come with everything except for 2 head sculpts. I think it comes with either. I'm not sure if it's the. I'm not sure if it's this version that it comes with, where it has the articulated jaw, or the regular one, the one that doesn't. I'm not too sure which one it is, but that regular one does come with that. Also, it doesn't come with the stand, and I believe that Havoc staff with the fire is not also. But that's not that's okay. Like it's still a buy figure. It's still worth getting. Like it's still, for me, like if I missed out on this one, definitely would have got that one. I would have been kicking myself a little bit because, like I said, that stand with the lava coming out is so fucking cool, and also that Havoc staff also. So, but you can still get him on Mondo Shop. And I suggest not waiting, because unfortunately, man, once these things sell out, eBay will be ridiculous. Clawful, I believe I saw him for $300 to $500, and mind you, I think I spent $140 on him. So that's telling you something. And I'm glad I didn't wait. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And until next time, we'll see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen,
make sure you like, share, and subscribe.